Well, welcome back to another episode on Spill the Yoni Tea, baby boo. And grab your favorite tea, coffee, glass of wine, whatever tickles your fancy Gen X. Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, damn, I look like I haven't met me in years? Well, baby boo, there's someone behind that glass whispering to you, you good? Are you just shrugging and sipping your coffee and saying, oh, yeah, whatever? That, my friend, ain't Ghostface creeping behind you. That's your unhealed self calling, collecting you from the other side. And spoiler alert, you can't block that number, baby boo. Hi, Sydney. What's your favorite scary movie? So, tonight we are talking about fucking illusions, how expectations, trauma, and survival mode made us strangers to our own reflection, and how it's time to rewire that nervous system so your body can finally feel like home again. All right, baby boo. Cheers to my Gen X's. Give me a second. Because we are about to spill the tea on this episode. Gen X, we were the mixtape generations. We survived latchkeys, dialed up, and divorce rates that could win awards. We were raised by MTV, silence, and yes, our favorite horror 80 cult classics and 90s cult classics. Don't talk about it, work through it, be tough. We mastered cool detachment. Let me repeat that again. We mastered cool detachment. We were the blueprint for I'm fine, but every time you said I'm fine, the truth got buried underneath that mask. And yes, we are talking about Ghostface. And after 20 years of pretending, you finally woke up one morning wondering, why do I feel invisible in my own goddamn life? Well, congratulations, baby boo. You officially ghosted yourself. When you numb yourself long enough, the body starts buffering. You lose that spark, that curiosity, that weirdness. That's the ghost in the mirror, not something evil, just the parts you left behind trying to survive. Let's face it, baby boo. The illusion of expectations. Yeah, I'm going to tap into that. Let's talk about expectations because, whew, oh, you know about them expectations. Society loves to hand us scripts we never planned to audition for. Be the provider, the perfect parent, the forever hot, forever humble miracle worker. Meanwhile, your soul is screaming, I fucking me. I can't breathe. I'm suffocating in this shit. So Gen X got hit the hardest. We watched our parents chase perfection and burn out quick. So we decided to chase everything and call it balance. How's that working for all y'all? Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Exactly. And we still build in our prisons made off of shoulds. I should have been married. I should have healed already. I should have invested in Google stocks. Enough, enough. You're not a walking self help meme. Let's get that straight. Enough with the should haves, could haves, would have, should haves. Every should is a bar on your mental jail cell. You want freedom. Start saying, who the hell said I had to do this? When the body stops recognizing you, when you're living out of alignment for too long, your body becomes the narrative. It whispers through tension, migraines, burnout, mental breakdowns, divorce. You don't need another latte. You need to be liberated. Yeah, I'm talking about lattes. You ever scroll old photos and think, wow, fuck, I used to glow. I used to be so on fire. And then you reminisce about how you used to be. Nah, baby boo. You're used to being you. Before survival came, your aesthetics was completely different. When your nervous system stays on alert, your reflection, it begins to dull. Your smile gets polite, your energy gets rehearsed, and the mirror starts showing a stranger wearing a face. And yes, baby boo, that is your internal ghost face. It's not behind Sydney. What's your favorite horror movie? You become your favorite horror movie. Horror movie. And baby boo, that's not aging. That's disconnection. Wink like I can vibe with you. Emotional Botox. Not so much. Ghost face therapy and the call from inside the house. Let's talk about that. Here's the thing about Ghostface. He always calls from within inside the house. Yes, baby boo. That's the gig of shadow work. The monster's not out there somewhere else. It's inside your own goddamn house. It's inside of you. It's living in your attic, playing old tapes of not being enough. And instead of answering the phone, we keep texting back our trauma. New phone, who dis? When you finally pick up, the voice, it doesn't say boo. It says, remember the fuck who I am? Do you remember me? The real you? Facing that is fucking scary as hell, yo. And I've had to face that, and it is scary. But Ghostface ain't your villain, baby boo. Here's your wake up call. When you stop running and standing still, you realize the mask was yours the whole time. Now let's talk about reprogramming the nervous system. Let's get a bit nerdy with the soul here. I'm pulling, yes, the woohoo stuff. Your nervous system holds every heartbreak, every slammed door, every you're too much. It's your original playlist of your life. It is that remix that keeps playing in the background. And some of y'all been looping side B since 1995. Let's face it. But guess what? You can remix it, baby boo. Yes, you hear me straight. You can remix that. You can rewrite and you can edit this through breath work, body movement, chakra balancing, meditation, and you can reteach your body that peace. It's isn't boring. It's fucking safe. It's you. You heal by showing your body the calm doesn't mean danger. Try this. Okay, hold up. Next time anxiety hits you, put a hand on your heart and count for 3 slow breaths. And as you exhale, whisper in your mind, we are safe now. Do it until your body believes you, baby boo. And you are regulating your nervous system by doing this. It is really just, I'm going to walk you through this right now, baby boo. It's really this simple. Take a deep breath in. You can, I like to do the butterfly effect and just place my palms on my heart, my fingertips on my collarbone, and kind of tap 3 times as you breathe in 3 times. 3. And exhale slowly. And as you're exhaling slowly, just tap and relax your collarbones. This helps regulate your nervous system. Meanwhile, telling yourself, we are safe, we are safe, we are safe. And baby boo, that is a game changer. Yeah, it might feel weird at first, but do it. It will feel definitely weird at first, but so did cordless phones back in the day. Do you remember your first cell phone, baby boo? I totally remember my first cell phone. It was like a huge block, almost the size of my head, because this 5-foot girl is pretty short. So, yeah, my phone was the size of my head. And I think y'all remember those days. So, how did we recreate your story? When the body begins to feel safe, you can learn to rewrite that narrative, not erase your past, baby boo. No, because the past is full of juicy lessons, no matter how painful they are. It's about reframing it. Your heartbreak becomes lessons in boundaries. Your loneliness becomes sacred solitude. Your pain, oh, baby, boo, that is pure alchemy fuel. Gen X motto: we turn trauma into a playlist and humor. But now let's turn it into fucking purpose. When you retell your story from empowerment, you stop waiting for closure and you start creating the rebirth. And this is why I really wanted to tap into these 80 and 90s cult classics that we grew up with, because it is the fall and it is October. And this is the time where we see Mother Earth shedding everything, getting ready for something new to come in. And this is exactly, take this opportunity, take this moment to really shed all those narratives and rediscover yourself. Shed all those expectations, because, baby boo, the expectations, when you expect people to deliver the way that you want to deliver, and if you don't receive it, it causes more stress to your body. And it's about releasing the expectations and going with the feminine flow. That's divine flow, baby boo. You're not the victim of your story. You're the remix artist, baby boo. This version is going to slap you so hard that it's going to reawaken that image that you see. The real mirror isn't the glass, it is your body. Every ache, every craving, every goosebump is truth talking to you. When you drop into embodiment, you stop performing and you really start to feel into your body. You start to listen to your body, and you're listening, you're awaking your intuition, and you are really embodying that juicy magic of your true authentic self that has been hiding, that has been buried for so fucking damn long. You dance through the shame, you breathe into that fear, you moan your way back into freedom, baby boo. Yes, I said moan. Gen X moan. And that is what grunge was invented from. We can handle messy fucking noise. You best believe it. We were built for this. Embodiment is radical honesty in motion. You stop chasing aesthetics and you start living more authentic. And baby boo, that is the fucking glow up. That's your nervous system finding peace. And it is that sweet nectar of honey. And I'm just gonna be real with y'all. When you do start finding peace, it can be uncomfortable as hell, because we've been on this constant survival mode of go, 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 and just focusing on everything else but ourselves. And that's the truth, baby boo. We've become so emotionally blind to ourselves because we've been chasing after the expectations and the illusions of this life that we thought we had to create. And then when you find peace, I'm going to be really honest, it is sitting in the discomfort of being uncomfortable within peace. And it is a legit thing. And you do experience that once you start tapping into your body. See, baby boo, the mirror never lies. It tells you the truth. So maybe Ghostface isn't here to kill your vibe. Maybe he's here to remind you it's time to stop hiding and really learning to alchemize all that bullshit that you've been dealt your whole life and turning it into gold. The call has been coming from within inside the house, and that is your body the whole time. And it is really telling you to come home. You can't keep running from your reflection. And a lot of us, we get to that point in our life where we have been so busy living this illusion and trying to create this life that was never ours, that we wanted. It was always expected for us to carry. So when we look in the mirror, sometimes we don't recognize that person looking back at us. And it is really about learning to drop that facade and just look in that mirror. Look yourself dead in the eyes and reconnect to that true essence of who you are, because baby boo, the expectations forces us to try to become perfectionists. And there's nothing wrong. Let me get this straight with when we talk about perfectionism. There's nothing wrong with mastering your craft, mastering whatever it is that sets your soul on fire. That's not perfection. That is evolving and growing. And yes, there is going to be some growing pains in whatever it is that you're doing, lifestyle changes that you're doing. Like for example, I am giving up sugar and giving up grains because I realized like my body is talking to me and I got to take care of it. And giving up sugars is, it's been a struggle. I'm not going to lie. Drinking, especially I'm a coffee addict, and going from maybe 5 cups of coffee. Well, actually, I drink lattes and espressos. So going from 5 shots of espresso a day to 2 with no sugar. I'm telling you, I'm feeling it, but I'm also feeling it in my body. And the one day that I did cheat, because it is Thanksgiving weekend and I celebrated it last week, and all the sweets were pulled out. Man, I was sick to my knees from all the sugar. And I do feel a difference. And it's that of you learning how to master. I'm trying to master my eating habits, trying to find foods that I can incorporate as an everyday lifestyle. And whatever your vice is, you it's not that I'm a perfectionist and that everything has to be to the T, but I'm evolving. But if I am really stressing that I have to get this certain ingredient or certain thing to a point where it's going to make me sick and make me spiral, that is a manipulation. That is really kind of pushing you away from your goals and putting you into that scarcity mindset, that fear and illusion. And it is about looking at those reflections. So, wow, I totally got off topic. So let's go back to the mask. You can't keep running from your reflections. You got to turn around and you got to rip off that mask and whisper, this is me. This is who I am. This is my most authentic self. And your most authentic self, really, baby boo, is somewhere in that timeline of your inner child meets your inner teen, where you're trying to navigate who you are through the world. And a lot of times through peer pressures and the expectations of everybody else, we create a false narrative of who we should be. And that's really where the illusion comes in. And when we talk about Ghostface, when he's like, what's your favorite horror movie, Sydney? It really is. That is the question. What is your favorite part of who you are? Baby boo. And that is the truth, because we get influenced by everybody else and how we should navigate in the world. We get influenced by social media. We get influenced by our coworkers. relationships, and sometimes they can influence us to become the better versions of ourselves, which is what you want. You want things that are going to influence you to reconnect to the best version of yourself, the most authentic version of yourself. So you are not the illusion other people built around you. You are the creator, baby boo, the mirror, the masterpiece. So if this hits you deep, and you're ready to stop living in someone else's storyline, baby boo, definitely head over to my bio. You can book a 30-minute strategy call with me, and we'll get you on a plan so you can rewire your nervous system and heal the illusion and bring you back to your most unapologetic, embodied version of yourself. And baby boo, whether you can seek help from somebody else, but it's just if you find that you've been kind of just fading away and you really, really need to reconnect to your true divine self, baby boo, it really does start with looking in the mirror and facing ghost faced, not running. You're not going to be Sydney where you keep running, because damn, when she actually faces Ghostface, that's when everything changes. And just like all these horror movies, once they face their fears, it ain't so bad, baby boo, because you had the balls and you confronted your fears. You have the balls to become your most authentic self and really start healing, baby boo. Because, baby, the mirror never lies, but sometimes it needs you to wink at it first. It really does. And when we talk about these false narratives that we fall into, and a prime example, a lot of women get so, and I'm guilty of this 100%, and every single woman is. And I see it with the younger generation more so when it comes to parenting. There is such a high, unrealistic expectation of being the perfect mom, to the point where I see it in younger moms, because now my son is a grown man, that they're so consumed with trying to be the perfect mother that they completely lose themselves and they snap and they go into a depression because you don't feel that you are enough. And baby boo, I'm here to remind you, you are. You got to remove those societal expectations, because they are just a weight that is harboring and pushing so down on who you truly are that you are literally suffocating. The need to perform at work, the same thing. If you don't have children, it's that need to perform, because I've been on all these stages, baby boo, and I'm telling you, it's the expectations that you put on yourself. And baby boo, you gotta really learn. If you gotta break that mirror to refine who you are, then break that illusion of expectations, because you honestly are the writer of your story. And I'm not talking about going into your mind and reprogramming your mind. No, I'm not talking about NLP, the way you speak to yourself. I'm talking about going into your heart space, baby boo, because honestly, if we want to look at it from, I'm going to go woohoo, and I'm going to go more if we look at it in a scientific way. The heart. I hear everybody say it's mind over matter. Yes, to an extent. But when you start to believe that it's mind over matter and you don't acknowledge the heart, Because I'm going to tell you straight, the heart is what controls the mind. The heart is what pumps the oxygen and blood flow to the mind, that activates, that stimulates. That's why when you don't get enough rest, or if you're not eating the proper things, your blood isn't pumping enough oxygen to your brain, you get brain fog. And this is science, like we all know this is truth. It's not that the brain is clearing out the blood that's pumping to the heart. No, it's the heart. And that is what drives us. It's having the heart to believe in yourself, having that heart, because the body doesn't lie. And it is the heart that drives you to the right mindset. When you learn to heal your heart, you learn to really heal all those fucking wounds, all those expectations, because you are listening to the truth of who you are. And that is found in your heart, not in your mind. But when your heart is right, your mind is right. That's why when you see all these champions, like all these legends, even Rocky Balboa, okay, he was a made up character, but still, we all know who he is. He was the champ, and it was his heart. It was his heart that drove his mind to be disciplined, to win everything, because he had faith in himself. We look at Muhammad Ali. Yeah, that guy. He was all heart. He had, without a shadow of a doubt, had complete faith in himself. And that is what I'm talking about, heart. You operate from the heart space, you get the mind right. When you're operating strictly out of your mind and you neglect that heart, yo, you're you're going to be looking in that mirror for a fucking goddamn long time, because that image is going to keep changing. It is your heart, baby boo. It is your heart. It is your will that drives you. That's why they say you have the heart of the champion. You can obtain anything because you believe in yourself. You have faith. And yeah, I'm going to pull a little bit of Jesus when Jesus said, like, if you had faith as a mustard seed, you can move mountains. And damn, that shit is true. Because you know how hard it is to operate out of the heart, because we're so used to the mind. And that's where all the illusions are created. And that's why sometimes that mirror gets foggy, because you don't know what you're looking for. And it is really about regulating your nervous system, which all has to do with your vagus nerve. And what is pumping your nerves is that blood. And that blood is coming from your heart, baby boo. So it is really about tapping in and operating from a heart space. And then your mind is clear. And your heart is your true, authentic version of who you are. When you were young, before everybody tainted you with the expectations of what the world wanted you to be, how you needed to show up, how you needed to perform at work. And that is a heavy weight that is weighing down so many of us Gen X's. And that's why we have the highest suicide rate. We have the highest divorce rate, because everybody is operating out of this mindset, not out of their heart, baby boo. And it is really about breaking the illusions and really looking at you. Because the heart of the dragon is that breath of the dragon. And oxygen is what fuels that heart, baby boo. So if this episode resonated with you, give this a like, follow, and please share it with some of your friends. I can get as much help as possible to get this message out here for all you beautiful souls. Until next time, beautiful souls, stay real, stay authentic, and honestly, you are enough, baby boo. You are. And I want you to look in that mirror and say, damn, I see you. I see the good, the ugly. I see just how fucking beautiful your journey has been. All the shit that you had to get to be here, standing in front of the mirror. And mirror work is one of the hardest things for a lot of people to do because, yeah, I'm gonna admit, Gen X, we're getting older, and we ain't no spring chickens anymore, and our bodies are changing. And sometimes it's hard to look in that mirror and be like, I love you, Fubu. I I love you, little wrinkles. But it is so important, and we're still human. So to strive to be the best versions of ourselves, there's no shame in that, as long as it's not destroying your mental health and your well-being. If you pushing yourself to get physically in shape and to get healthier, that is helping you evolve into your higher self. If you are searching to get mental stimulation and mental balance, you are striving and being disciplined for your higher self, baby boo. That is benefiting you, as long as you don't overdo it and think that everything has to be perfect, because then you are going back into that perfectionism of the illusion of expectations. So I hope this message resonated with you, beautiful souls. And until next time, stay real, stay raw, and sending you lots of love. Ciao.